I am Sheila Carrasco, and I play Flower on Ghosts. And you're watching Pop Culture with Pat. And make sure you also start watching Ghost Season 5, October 16th.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Trick or treat!
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today I'm talking to Sheila Carrasco, who plays Flower and Ghost. Sheila, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me, Pat. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So yeah, super excited to talk to you about the series. Obviously, spoilers for seasons 1 through 4 just goes without warning, but I wanted to first, just kind of ask you, coming into this series, what was your relationship with the world of the paranormal in general, and has working on this series, has that affected that at all?
Definitely. I think I have a more casual approach to thinking about the afterlife and perhaps not so terrified of it. If the premise of our show is in any realm, possible or true, I think it's pretty fun. I think before that, like anything that was horror or super spooky, like I still have a hard time watching, but now I'm more open to the genre in terms of the comedic side of all of it. And so I'm definitely wanting to watch more things like in the realm of our show, which is fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that you can do with horror, and horror comedies are great. Specifically, I mean, absolutely love this show. When you first got the character and you got kind of the description for her, outside of what was in the scripts, how did you want to portray the character to kind of make her your own?
Yeah, well, the pilot is always super light in a big ensemble comedy because they have so much to set up. And so for each character, maybe got like a handful of lines, and they were all kind of painting the same color, this kind of a similar joke, for each one just to establish us all. So all we really knew about Flower was that she was extremely stoned and having like acid flashbacks. I don't really even know we got a ton of her peace loving side just yet. I mean, we do because it's implicit in like playing a hippie, but basically, other than trying to navigate like her being in and out of lucidity and tracking what's happening in the scene and then kind of like letting it go and zoning out, I tried to figure out like what her inner tempo is and like what her general her own tone is, and I wanted to play her super smiley. I went back and watched the BBC Ghosts and was really struck by Lolly's portrayal of Kitty in the ensemble because she's always smiling. And when you see the whole group together, it really kind of balances it out. And I thought, well, I think that's kind of this character in this world. She's like full of love. So I just chose to make her super smiley and really positive, and it kind of fell into place from there. I don't know if anyone else was really doing that in their audition, but I think it helped me.
Yeah, you definitely had room, I feel like, to kind of play with the character, which is nice. And just like in kind of general for you, Sheila, as far as if you were a ghost, what kind of ghost do you think that you would be, and how do you think that you would haunt people?
I'd probably like always be trying to help people find stuff that they're looking for
So
because
you'd be a really nice ghost.
I think I would be. It would just drive me crazy too. Like I'm always losing my phone and my glasses or whatever around the house, and I'd always be like, "It's right there, it's right there." So if I had some kind of power, I'd probably try to nudge it in their direction. And I'm just a nosy person, so I would just be too involved. I'd have too much at stake.
And now, if you and Flower shared the same house, how do you think that you guys would get along?
Hmm. I think we'd get along great. I think if I knew a ghost like Flower was around, I wouldn't worry at all because I don't think she'd judge me. I don't think she would be in my way. She wouldn't remember the next day anyway, what had just happened usually. I mean, if I was on my way to an important audition, I might watch where I walk so I don't walk through her. I just, try to announce where I'm going all the time.
That's
Otherwise,
fair.
I mean, it's pretty win-win. So,
Yeah, no, I would agree that the same thing. And I mean, there's so much to explore with a character like this. So, I mean, over these past 4 seasons, what have been some of your favorite elements to explore with the character? And is there anything else that you would kind of maybe like to tackle with her going forward in the future?
yeah, I think season 4 was really fun because I got to explore like a judgier side of Flower, which we hadn't totally seen. Not judgy, because that's not fair. If that's the case, all of the characters are judgy, but we don't often see from Flower her showing a little bit of shade which is natural for people to do. And so I think she got to have opportunities to do that, whether it be Sass's virginity, being kind of like weird and things like that. But then also moments of more lucidity for Flower, where we see her putting things together faster than other people in the house, which I think was really surprising and great because when Trevor and Hetty would get together and try to put one over on people, Flower always got their number. And so I hope we get to see more of that because it's really fun to see her kind of operating at full capacity. We haven't seen it at full capacity yet, but I think we might get to do that in season 5.
I think that that would be a lot of fun. And I mean, Ghost have been obviously they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. The genre of both film and TV shows, there's been a number of different projects that have explored this. But so what has it been like to explore this subgenre from a fresh perspective?
Um, it's kind of felt like a no-brainer when I read the pilot and when I saw the BBC version. I was like, how has this show not been made yet? Because it's such an ensemble comedy and it's such like it's almost like a workplace comedy where you have all these people that have to work together that don't necessarily see eye to eye, but it's really funny when they try to go through things together and butt heads. And so this feels like that, but with historical elements and flashbacks. And then you add the supernatural part where, like, of course, our number 1 and 2 are always trying to cover that they can see ghosts and talk to ghosts. It's just there's so much conflict baked in that it's rife for comedy. And then it's also so unique in the fact that we are ghosts drumming up all this drama. So it's just this kind of like perfect storm of just story engine. And so when I first read it, I just thought like, obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it is kind of surprising. You look back, it's like, how has something like this never been done for before? But I'm glad that we have it now. And obviously, people love the series. I mean, you guys are going on season 5 now, and I believe already greenlit for season 6 as well. So, how has the passion for the fans of Ghost, how has that just continued to surprise you year after year?
It's awesome. More and more people are finding the show every year too, which is so cool. I mean, we had like our day one fans with season 1 that are still with us, which is so awesome. And they do great fan art and support our show. And then, every time a new season maybe hits a different streaming platform, we've expanded into like global Netflix, and we have fans now in Brazil that are amazing, and in the UK. And so it's really wonderful to see how much love people have for the show. And what's cool about it is, I'm so close to it and I'm making the show. So sometimes I forget and I realize like, oh, right. Like we've built a whole world. Like I get to experience my version of that, which is I go in a set every day and I see the crew and I see the show that we make together with the writers and producers. But then I'm reminded of how I felt about my favorite shows when I talk to fans and engage with them. Because for me, my favorite shows were big ensemble comedies like The Office and Parks and Rec, and how to me, that world in Scranton still lives. It still exists for me. So I'm like, sometimes I wonder what Dwight is doing. And that's
Yeah.
the sign of a good show. And so I hope people, continue to cherish Woodstone in that way. It's really special.
In this day and age too, I feel like especially, years ago when social media and even like conventions wasn't a thing, you guys, you'd put out the work, but you didn't really have that direct connection to fans unless you happen to run into somebody on the, side of a street, go into a store or something like that. Now with social media, I'm sure you probably see things like different cosplays. I'm sure there's fan art, different edits of the characters. So it must be really nice to have that direct connection with the fans and see that almost instant feedback to your guys' work.
Totally. Yeah, we'll do an episode on a Thursday night, and then by Friday morning there will be this incredible fan art, and it blows me away every time.
Yeah. And you've been playing the character now for years. Has playing Flower, has she taught you anything about yourself?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think Flower has like run away from a lot of pain, just to get a little deep about the character, what we know about her and what she's been through. And I think that she ran towards things like the cult and communities that maybe always didn't have her best interest at heart because she just wanted to belong so bad. So I think it's definitely taught me a little bit of like, just you can be more selective in who gets to love you, you know?
Yeah.
And then also that you can also create a chosen family almost anywhere you go. And like we shoot in beautiful Montreal with the greatest people and the greatest crew. But we spend all of our time with each other, with our cast, and we really are a family here. And we really are a lot like our characters when we're all together. I mean, we're not, but there's a reason we were also cast. And like, I think we all kind of fill out the dynamics and stuff. And so I think I find that I'm more like Flower than I thought I was. And I'm okay with that in a way that I might not have been at first.
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. That's really really cool. And we've gotten to see a number of different relationships explored on this series. Is there any particular relationship or dynamic that we haven't maybe really gotten to see as much explored with Flower with another character on the show that you would like to explore? And why does that relationship interest you so much?
You know, I would love to see more with Sam. I mean, I love working with Rose McIver. But I think that Flower doesn't always get to um because of her in and out of lucidity, she doesn't always get a lot of closure in her life or pursue things that happen to her or maybe still exist in her world because she would still be alive today if she was around. And so I think not to say that she just would want to use Sam for that, but I think that there's a lot in their relationship to explore of like, how Flower can help Sam. I don't know if it's using her old, law degree she never finished or whatever, but just something where Flower can give back to Sam and Jay as well, because she's also gotten quite a lot in their way in the past. So I think that would be cool. And then also for Sam to help her explore some of her family life or whoever's still around. I think that would be great.
Yeah, no, I would love to see that. Fingers crossed, writers. Let's make it happen. And in the spirit of, for me, where I know some people they might think it's still a little too early, but for me, we're in the middle of September. It's officially spooky season, and I love that you guys always do the Halloween episodes. Sheila, do you have a particular Halloween episode that stands out for you that's your favorite and why?
Well, I wasn't in it, but I love the Halloween episode of season 3. It's the one where Carol chokes on a donut hole. Spoiler, sorry, should say that first. But at the end, we reveal where Flower has been. Because up until then, the first 4 episodes of that season, you think that Flower has been sucked off. And it's so well written. It's so beautifully directed by Pete Chapman. And I think it's so hilarious. I think Richie is so funny when he plays angry as Pete. He's
Yeah.
so mad the whole episode at Carol. And Rose is so funny, like looking like a crazy person, to the guests. I love that episode. I think the seance is fun, all of it.
Yeah, I loved last year's too, where they think that Rose's character is a statue for most of the episode. I thought, but just in general, I mean, the Halloween episodes, it's like I always love to watch those this time of year, around this time of year. So it's fun to revisit all those, as we're getting into the season.
Yeah, I love the lore of like how the ghosts feel about Halloween too, which we got in season 1 that they actually hate Halloween.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, there's
which
always
makes sense.
fun new things. And this Halloween episode is going to be bonkers. Really
Awesome.
excited for this one.
Well, speaking of season five, I wanted to just to kind of wrap things up for you, Sheila. Is there anything that you can kind of just tease fans about the upcoming season, what they can look forward to with season five?
Yeah, I think we explored last season like boundaries with Sam and the ghosts, and I think we're gonna see more of the repercussions of those boundaries this season. I think um for Flower, we're gonna see what she could look like at full capacity being sober. I can't say what timeline or what time period that would be in, but I think that we'll see a little bit more of that. I think that we oh God, there's so many things that have happened already. We're about to start shooting episode 8. So
Okay.
I'm trying to think of all the different things, but um we're gonna have a
Well,
lot of fun new characters, a lot of drama, some breakups, some shakeups.
sounds like we're in for an exciting season then for
I'm
fans
always
of the series.
terrified of like giving away too much.
Yeah, no, definitely don't want you to do that. I think those are some good teases for the season overall, I think so far.
Okay, good, good. You can
Well,
ask me something specific if there's something you really want to know, but
Yeah, no, I appreciate. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything like that. So, but Sheila, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was wonderful talking to you about the series. Can't wait for fans to check out season 5, and you are welcome back anytime in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pat. Hi, I'm Sheila Carrasco, and I play Flower on Ghosts. And you're watching Pop Culture with Pat. And make sure you also start watching Ghost Season 5, October 16th.